In a quiet village surrounded by yellowing fields and fading memories, there stood an old fruit tree near a worn-out mud house at the end of a narrow path that most people no longer walked. It wasn't the strongest tree, nor the tallest. Its branches were bent with time, its bark cracked like dry skin, and only a few stubborn leaves clung to its limbs. But every morning, before the sun rose high, a tired old man came there with a clay pot in his hand, filled from the hand pump near the well. He walked slowly, dragging his feet along the dust-covered path, passing the sleeping dogs, the closed doors, the quiet verandas. His clothes were the same each day, a thin white dhoti, a fading vest, and a towel wrapped around his shoulder. People in the village had grown used to seeing him there, watering that dying tree. Some said it was just habit. Others said he had lost his mind, but no one ever asked him why. Until one day a boy, no older than 12, walking barefoot with a school bag bouncing behind him, stopped and asked, "Dada, why do you keep watering that tree? It's not giving fruit anymore." The old man looked up slowly, his face worn but gentle, and after a pause he replied, "Because it's not just a tree. It's a promise." The boy tilted his head, confused, and the old man smiled faintly as he sat down beside the tree, patting the stone next to him, inviting the boy to sit. "She planted it on her first birthday," he said, eyes fixed on the branches above. Her little fingers barely knew how to hold the sapling, but she laughed when the mud stuck to her hands. I planted it with her. Every year after that, she'd come here, water it, talk to it, sit beneath it with her books. She named it, too, called it Golu, said it was her brother. When she turned 10, she tied a Rocky to this trunk. When she turned 15, she cried under it for hours after her first heartbreak. And when she turned 18, she told me she wanted to leave, go to the city, study, become someone who makes stories, not just reads them. I didn't stop her. I just said, "You go chase your dreams. I'll take care of your brother till you're back." She laughed and said, "Deal, Papa." And then she left. His voice slowed, and for a moment the only sound was the soft creaking of the leaves above. At first, she called every Sunday, he continued, then once a month. Then came letters, full of excitement, stories, photos of city lights, tall buildings, her friends. Then slowly, nothing. Last letter came 5 years ago. Since then, just silence. People say she moved on. Maybe she forgot. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she's not coming back. But this tree never stopped waiting. So how can I? The boy looked at the tree again, its roots twisted deep into the dry earth, its shadow still stretching gently across the ground. And it suddenly looked different, fuller, more alive than it had before. The old man touched the trunk softly, like it was someone he loved. "I water it every day, not because it needs it, but because I promised her I would, because love doesn't stop when letters stop, because I don't know if she'll ever come back. But if she does, even if it's just for one day, I want this tree to still be here, waiting for her, like I am." The boy didn't say anything. He just sat there a little longer, letting the silence settle in his chest like something sacred. The next morning, the old man came back, clay pot in hand, walking the same path. But something was different. A small plastic bottle of water sat near the tree, half full. No note, no name, just the water. And the old man smiled, sat down, and whispered to the tree, "Looks like someone else is watching over you now, Golu." And from that day on, he never watered the tree alone. Some mornings it was a schoolboy, some days a passing woman, sometimes even the postman. No one spoke much, but all of them somehow knew. Because in a world rushing forward, there was one spot in the village where time stood still, and a promise still lived, drop by drop, breath by breath, beneath the bending arms of a tree that never gave up.